Peter Shilton's 804th league game is against the club he faced in his very first back in 1966. With Mark Wright there also bringing international know-how to the Derby defence. But the midfield today must operate without the influence of John Gregory, a late withdrawal with a groin strain. Mickey Lewis, who had First Division experience with West Bromwich Albion, is his deputy. As well as G, another young forward learning his trade in the First Division, Andy Garner. For Everton, Neil Poynton continues at left-back in place of the injured Pat van den Houw. There's a familiar feel to that midfield where player-coach Peter Reid cracks the whip. Adrian Heath's recent lack of success in front of goal has disappointed the Goodison Park fans, and their reaction is a problem he has to overcome today. The undersoil heating here has been switched on for the past 2 nights, and it's ensured a good surface on a bitterly cold afternoon. Charlie George, what's your reaction to that late loss for Derby of John Gregory?
Obviously they'll miss his experience in the middle of the park and his steadying influences, but I think they've got to look to the likes of Mark Wright and Peter Shilton to bring them through, really.
Peter Shilton, an old teammate of yours, of course. Are you surprised he's still playing at the age of 38?
Not at all. I think he'll probably play till he's well past 40. He's a very fit guy and got a lot of confidence in himself, and he'll prove the knockers wrong again.
Referee Robbie Hart from Darlington, for whom fate dealt a kind hand a month ago as a late replacement at Main Road. He found himself in charge of Manchester City's historic 10-1 win over Huddersfield Town. Everton kick-off. It's 7 years since Derby County were last here in the First Division, during which time, of course, they descended to the third, and the club very nearly went out of business. Both these clubs founder members of the Football League. In fact, they're the only two who are in Division 1 in the season of the centenary of the league. Here's Neil Poynton, and it's tracksuit bottoms for Neville Southall, but not at the other end for Peter Shilton. Arthur Cox never short of a comment. Roy McFarlane with the arm raised. Sharp in those positions where he's such a handful for defenders. He jumps a little bit early. We've noticed it often before, and it gives the impression of a push in the back. But the referee didn't rule in his favour then, although Everton now have a corner. Put behind by Wright. Sharp trying to flick it on. G back helping out. Aim for Watson, who made contact this time. Garner. Oh, and Williams, a mistake, but played it down just for Sharp, and he held up both hands to acknowledge it. But suddenly Derby threatened here with G, and Callaghan is in acres of space. G didn't see him, and Southall robbed Phil G of another goal away from home. You can see perhaps how he's been getting them when he's left one-on-one, even when it's against the Everton captain. He had the ability to make space for the shot, which Southall pushed aside. furthest forward then was Snodin, but Wright calmly interceded on Derby's behalf. Just wonder, going back to that break by Phil G, whether he did see Callaghan, whether Callaghan really called for the ball as though he wanted to take the responsibility of having the better chance. Derby are a team equipped to hit on the counter-attack. Garner and G know that really they're not going to get too many chances in a fixture like this. If they can make just one count, particularly if it was to be the first goal of the game, they really could put pressure on Everton and perhaps unsettle the crowd, who have been disappointed with the recent performances of the champions. Offside. Reed. Everton wait while Watson strides forward again, encouraging Stevens to throw it long. Watson blades, it wasn't the best clearing header. Heath nipped in. Stevens looking for Sharp at the far post. Graham Sharp. Shilton thrust up an arm. The ball stayed in play, in fact, from Shilton's save. Now Snodin, given room to shoot. Ian Snodin from long range with a swerve that had Shilton groping. Given time to set the sights, Shilton got a hand to it. It was within his range, really. But Ian Snodin, not a prolific goal scorer from midfield, catches out Peter Shilton from distance. Everton, a goal in front after 28 minutes. And Snodin, who missed a penalty in midweek in Dubai, in that shootout against Rangers, to cost Everton the trophy, experiences a high after a midweek low. But in all honesty, I would think Ian Snodin might be a little bit surprised that once Shilton got to it, he didn't keep it out. Pointon. Held over Ross McLaren, but Blades was just close enough to Sheedy to be the second line of defence. Watson. Sharp. Garner, that's a good ball. It's a terrific ball for G against Southall, who held his position, didn't commit himself. Made G make the decision. That's tremendous goalkeeping. A genuine one-on-one situation, although Gary Stevens was making up ground on G, but Southall came out on top. Cross, G, free kick to Derby. The offender was Snodin. Everton have pulled everyone back. Callahan, and Southall didn't just stop it, he held it. With the wall covering the other side of the goal, it was where Southall would expect to make the save, but he made it look very, very spectacular indeed. Reed. Derby regrouping again, and Watson slips. Here's G. Garner's up with him. Andy Garner with the chance. And again, Southall's handling is expert. But yet again, this time through an individual mistake by Dave Watson, Derby launching themselves forward through G, who had the presence of mind this time to see Andy Garner. Stevens. Sheedy. Everything to the right of Neil Poynton. Although now Reed's taken up a position wide on the left for Everton. Sheedy behind Ross McLaren. Reed is there if help is required. Those in the middle have to reposition. Snodin. Snodin again. From right to left, and it's Reed who's picked out. And now Lewis. Callahan, Ratcliffe come across to try and take him on, and G is there again. Garner closing in on the far side. Williams, who's never scored in the First Division and still hasn't. Well, certainly Derby County haven't been demoralised by going a goal behind, and really, as half-time beckons, they should be level. Geraint Williams blazing over the top. First half that was much improved after a poor start. Phil G really carrying the fight forward for Derby County, and he'll reflect at half-time on a couple of missed opportunities, but he's set up others who have been wasteful as well. The one goal came at the other end after 28 minutes from Ian Snodin. For once, Derby didn't bite in midfield, and I just wonder whether it might have got a flick on the way through, but Shilton couldn't deal with it.